to the Izzo. V to the is A. That's the anthem. Get your hands up.
Hi, my name is
H to the Izzo.
What? My name is
V to the is A.
My name is
H to the Izzo. That's the anthem. Get your hands up. H to the Izzo. V to the.
So we can start off with the title. Going into this movie, I was probably in the mindset that the main protagonist would be named Freddy, but that's not the case. The main character of this movie is a guy called Gordy, and we'll start off with the title. So his younger brother is Freddy, and not to spoil this movie, but later on in this movie, his younger brother gets taken to a retreatment center, you can say, of like sexually abused children. And the reason is because Gordy falsely accuses his own father of fingering his little brother. So that'll give you a little information on this movie. So yeah, it is a comedy, but it's also a bit of a dark comedy. There is violence. It is pretty aggressive. It is funny, more in a really satirical way, where everything is really a joke. There's nothing really serious about this movie. It's honestly like, I would say I would go as far as calling it like a mockery of like filmmaking, a mockery of like structure in America. Just everything is really thrown out the window. So yeah, there's that. I mean, we can talk a little bit about the director, the main star of this movie, Tom Green. I'm not even really too familiar with this comedian. I feel like if you're under the age of like 25 or like 20 and you know about this guy, I think you should get your head checked out, because I don't know, it's just like I don't find this guy too funny. It's kind of just like ridiculous, but he did get like mentioned in that Eminem song.
Sometimes I wanna get on TV and just let loose, but can't. But it's cool for Tom Green to hump a dead moose. My bum is on you.
In one of his verses, so maybe he's just more culturally like important to an older generation, and someone like me just doesn't get him. But yeah, Eminem. And I did mention that I feel like this is a bit of a mockery, mainly in the sense that, like, Tom Green is definitely not a director. Like, this is really like the bare minimum of like making a movie, and because like it does show like all these like locations, and like somehow they're weaved together in like some sort of plot, but it's just like, oh, we're going to this place, and we're going to the forest, we're going to Pakistan, it's like we're going to California, we're going to Hollywood, and it's just like not really making any sense. And like, but somehow they're just including these places, and it looks kind of cool, but it's just like the bare minimum. So like, if you want a movie with like no substance to just like watch along and like turn off your brain, like Freddy Got Finger, is the movie for you. My personal rating of this movie would be probably pretty low. Like, just going into it with a open mind or a plain mind of wanting to see a good movie or a comedy, you're not really gonna get much out of this. Honestly, this movie is kind of to the point where it's so satirical, it's almost like surreal. And maybe in like another universe, this would be like a surreal masterpiece. And like people would really like find this like crazy, like a commentary on like the American experience or something like that. Something bizarre like that. But because I do find it similar to like a Harmony Korine movie where it's like similar to like Trash Humpers, but with Trash Humpers it's like almost just ridiculously funny, but it with this movie Freddy Got Fingered, it's just ridiculously bad. And I also find it similar to like a Vincent Gallo movie, like maybe like Buffalo 66, where it follows like these very traditional like archetypes found in movies, found throughout like life, I guess. And it does do a good job in like doing something similar, but it's just so bad. I don't know if banal is the right word I'm thinking of, but like I like a movie with like good plot or good maybe like love interest, I guess. Like that's what I really like Buffalo 66 for. I think it's actually very like good. But this movie is just like the main love interest is so like she has nothing going for her other than like giving fellatio, which I kind of find just gross. Like I don't want to like after watching this movie, it's just like it just put the worst taste in my mouth, really. No pun intended, but yeah. Maybe that's one good thing about this movie, that Tom Green is able to gross you out in the best possible way. So if that sounds interesting to you, maybe this is your movie. So to wrap it up, my score would probably be something really low, like 2 or like 4 out of 10, but honestly, maybe like in the future generations will more appreciate something so ridiculous. So, and honestly, if you're under like a different frame of mind, like maybe I'd recommend you watching this movie under like psychedelics or something and just getting your mind blown up all the ridiculousness that's in this movie. Maybe I'd bump up the score to something like pretty high, because I do mention it's pretty surreal in a kind of way. So maybe if you're not sober, it would be like a 10 out of 10, but that's my score. But let me know what you think.